Hello and welcome once again everyone. Today's video features a first look at the brand new Tier 8 German battleship, Brandenburg. The Brandenburg is currently in testing and is of course subject to change, but its current state is summed up by having a hull very similar to the tirptiz, having even more secondary battery guns than the Bismarck, and wielding the same 305mm main battery guns found on the Odin, with an extra triple-mounted turret at the rear. With the upcoming buff to secondaries coming in update 0.10.7, the Brandenburg could be quite interesting based on what I've seen on the current test server. Secondary battery battleships might hopefully see a bit of a resurgence. Before we go through the Brandenburg's complete stats, let me know in the comments what you think of this very nice looking German battleship. The Brandenburg will be a premium ship and join the ranks of German battleships at Tier 8, alongside the likes of Bismarck, tirptiz and Odin. So let's start by taking a look at the Brandenburg's upgrades and consumables. Now I'm playing quite a simple tank build at the moment. This is what I'm testing. The secondary build is quite valid with these secondaries, but this is currently what I'm using. Main armaments mod 1, damage con, aiming systems, steering gears and concealment. Brandenburg gets the damage control party, 5 repair parties, spotting aircraft, or a choice of fighter. Notably here there is no hydroacoustic search. Moving quickly to the captain skills. Again, it's just a pure tank build. This is currently the build I'm testing. Preventive maintenance, grease the gears, adrenaline rush, basics of survivability, emergency repair expert, giving that extra heal, concealment expert, and fire prevention expert. Let's take a look at the Brandenburg's armor layout. You can see here she's quite well armored. Upper fore end plating and deck of 32mm, a 60mm fore end armor belt, 60mm, lower section of 32. Here at the stern, 32mm, and again quite a strong armor belt of 80mm. Main belt armor 350, extending both above and below the waterline. An upper casemate armor of 145. The main deck is in 3 sections, 50mm. Here a central section of 80mm, and here again at the front 50mm, while the superstructure gets 19mm. The main gun turrets, 360mm of frontal plating, side plating of 220, additional sloped addition of side 150, sloped top plating 150, 130, little section here at the rear also 150, and the rear plating is 220mm. Take off this, we can see the sloped turtleback armor, an Atbard ship casemate armor of 220, and here at the stern 150mm, a little bit lighter armored at the stern, and 110mm. so she's quite well armoured. Let's look at the Brandenburg survivability. Brandenburg gets 58,800 hit points, which is significantly more than the Odin, but less than the Bismarck and Tirptiz. Torpedo protection damage reduction of 23%. So let's look at the main artillery. The Brandenburg gets 12 305mm guns in 4 triple mounted turrets, 2 fore and 2 aft, a reload speed of 28 seconds, reasonable 180-degree turning time 25 seconds, firing both high explosive and armor piercing rounds. HE rounds can inflict a max damage of 3600, 27% fire chance, and can pen 76mm of armor, while the armor piercing rounds can inflict a max damage of 9400. These 305mm guns, they have a max firing range of 18.5 kilometers, but do have access to the spotter plane, and both shell types have the same shell speed of 865 meters per second. Let's take a look at the secondary battery. The Brandenburg gets 20 of these 105mm guns, 5 twin mounted turrets on each side. That's one more on each side than the Bismarck and even the Pommern. So she gets 20 of these 105mm guns, 3.4 second reload, 5% fire chance. They can penetrate 26mm of armor. The base range is 8 kilometers, and they have a shell speed of 900 meters per second. Second type is 150mm, 6 twin mounted turrets, 3 on each side, with a 7.5 second reload time. Again, firing HE rounds. They can inflict 1700 damage, 8% fire chance. They can penetrate 38mm of armor and have a shell speed of 875 meters per second. The Brandenburg also gets access to torpedoes, 2 X4 launchers, 1 on each side, 90-second reload with 6 kilometers in range, and they can inflict 13,700 damage. Let's take a look at the Brandenburg's AA defense. 18 quad mounted 30mm guns, 9 on each side, mounted on the superstructure for the most part, and on the main deck. The secondary battery, the 10 twin mounted 105mm guns, they also double up as AA. So the Brandenburg gets an AA defense rating of 84, continuous average damage of 351, the vast majority of which is short range AA. Fires 8 flak explosions, each capable of inflicting a max damage of 1400 and a max firing range of 5.2 kilometers. When it comes to maneuverability, the Brandenburg has a max base speed of 32.5 knots, turning circle radius of 820 meters, and a rudder shift time of 12.6 seconds. And finally, stats wise, the Brandenburg gets concealment rating of 48, which equates to a detectability range by surface ships at 12.7 kilometers and by enemy aircraft at 9.1 kilometers. I'd like to thank you once again all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Take a moment to check out some of my most recent videos and leave a comment below. And until the next time, keep sailing it like you stole it.